this is what we got to do next. Right here is where I put all my tomatoes. So I need to get my rototiller, and we're going to till this up. And this year we're going to do something completely different. I'm going back to, just for a couple of years, going back to my back to Eden garden method, which is all the wood chips. I already have my eyes on where I'm going to get my wood chips. They've been sitting for a year. I just need to make the phone call and make sure they're still going to give them up. So I'm going to get into tilling this up. I'll bring you along for that real quick. All right, you can see the soil. It lost. It's back to being sandy again. There's definitely no nutrients in it. This at one time, I mean, I don't know how many loads. I'll say I had 10,000 or 12,000 pounds of cow manure in this at one time. But it's definitely in grass, and everything else you can think of has been in this. But it's definitely broke down, and I'm starting to wonder if not by using that mat every year, cooking it, has done something to the soil to make it, you know, it's junk. So I will be going ahead and getting cow manure in the black bag, black cow. We'll be using this every plant I dig. I'll be digging a larger hole, and I'll dump I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something a little different this year, just because there's not a lot of nutrients in this, and I do not have any way of getting cow manure or horse manure right now, period. So I got to get the plants in the ground, and we'll work with it. So I've got about, I don't know, 10 bags of cow manure, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and rake this up a little bit, kind of smooth the thing out. I need to go ahead and get a hold of the person about this wood chips. They've been sitting for a year. They look really nice, and I'll have enough for over here. And from what I'm understanding, I can take the whole truckload, but I'll know more probably tomorrow. I'll have to call them. I'll call tonight and get an answer tomorrow. All right. So I've already got my holes dug. All right. Like, what do we got here? We got 12, 13, 14 holes. So 14 tomato plants are going in the ground. I am not a black cow sponsor. I do have several bags. I've got these here. I've got more in the back of my truck because I am going to need them. I also got some garden soil to mix with this. We also have blood meal, bone meal. I have a secret little thing in here. Should I show you? Nah, we're going to hold off. We're going to hold off. When we get a little bit closer, let me get this all mixed up here. Get ready for this here, in which I will be using that at the same time. Give me a few minutes. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to empty both of these bags in this bucket, and I'm going to get some more on top. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just mix this all together. Maybe quicker to use your hands. It's all clumped up. Almost forgot, and I'll put a little bit of peat moss in it. All right, now I'm going to go fill up a 5-gallon pail. All right, guys, I got one pail ready. It'll almost fill that up, but it's time to show you my secret weapon. Close your eyes. Ready? Ready? Still can't see it, can you? Here we go. Oh, I had to move the camera. We got fish. All right. We have fish, yes. We're going to put it at the bottom. I have lime. We're going to cover it with lime. These are crappie that we caught 2 years ago, and it was deep back in my freezer, and they had freezer burn on them. I forgot all about it. So we're going to go ahead and put fish in the bottom of those holes. So let me get this camera all set up. Let me get the lime. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. All right, my holes are about 12 inches, maybe 14 inches deep. And I'm going to go ahead and put 2 of these in each hole. Uh-oh, my alarm's going off for my sprinkler system. Let me add another minute. All right, gonna just put 2 in there. Want to go around all of them. Then I want to put some lime on it, guys. That lime will help if there's any smell and also keep animals away. So, let me go put this back. All right, next, let's go ahead and put some soil in here. I'm going to throw a little bone meal in there. Okay, we got bone meal. We got blood meal is what I should have said, sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and mix it around just a little bit. Gonna get some more soil in here. All right, now what I'm gonna do for now, I'm gonna fill each hole up first, all the way around. I've got 14 holes to do, and when I'm done, I'll bring it back and then we're gonna put our tomatoes in the ground. Okay.
You won't miss a moment. Yesterday we had one guest, Riley Gaines. Today we have had one guest, Betsy DeVos. Both were fantastic. Both in our
Here we go. It's all in. Now we'll put soil in. Alrighty. I've got the blood meal in there and bone meal in every one of them. I use a pitchfork, turn them around a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish topping off each one of these holes with some more of the compost. And then we'll go ahead and bring in the tomato plants. Alright, here is my wicking string hydroponics tomato plants. I have probably another full tray of these also, but I grew them for some friends. But each one of my trays, each one of my plants has 2 in it, as you can see. Okay, they actually had 3, but I've been weeding them out, figuring out which one's the strongest. And now what my goal is I'm going to transplant the 2 in each solo cup. I'm going to go plant in the ground. And what I'll do is I'll watch it for next week, 2 weeks, and see which one looks like it's working better. And then which one it's not, I'll clip it. You don't want to pull it out. You do not want to disturb the roots. So there you go. I've got all my stuff ready. I actually wet those down prior because everything's so dry. I wanted to make sure that the hole was nice and wet. You do not want to put your plant in dry soil because it'll take the moisture out of here and then put those in shock. So we don't want to do that. So I've always done the same thing. Water them down really good. Now I'll make my little hole and I'll set them in there. And there we go. Okay, I want to talk to you about the spacing. Minimum spacing between plants is like, I believe, 3 feet. I have moved, all of these are at 4 foot, except for here they're at 3, these ends, because I couldn't fit them. But here's the deal. What you don't want to do is crowd your tomato plants too close together, because your plants need to get air across them. You do not want them to get a mold, to stay wet. They need air, fresh air around the plants. So when you think you see that little tiny plant in that space, probably wrong, because it'll be twice the size of that circle, the plant. So really, realistically, you're looking about a foot, foot and a half space between each plant when they're up. So there we go. There's you can see my strings. These are my wicking string that I do for my hydroponics. But I just wanted to make sure you all knew that spacing is very important on tomato plants. Very important. All right, let's go ahead and start putting these in the ground. All right, guys, let's talk about the tomato plant. Okay, you see how long this plant is? And if you can look, you see all that furriness all over it. If you actually put that in the ground, that is roots. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bury the tomato plant probably about that deep in the hole, that whole thing. So let me get this dug out and I'll show it to you. See how nice and wet that looks right there? So we did a good job of getting this wet. So I see it that way, is that the plant is not going to go in shock when we're down there. Now, let's put this in. I think would be good because by the time I push that up, it'll be around that plant. So let's take this out of the cup. Pretty good root system. There we go. I'll probably bring some more soil and put it on top, but I'm going to raise that. I like to be able to get that up a little bit higher. but there you go. There's the one. Now we'll do a couple more up here. All right, let's get to this next plant. I'll pull this one out. Now you see that the string, it stays in there, and next year or later or at the end of the year, I can just pull that string back out and I can reuse it. I have reused these strings 3 times now. Nice roots. Huh, get out of there. Let's go ahead and pack that in there. And like I said a while ago, when I determine which one of these 2 plants will do the best, then I'll just cut it off and let it take over. You don't want to put 2 plants in one hole because you're going to use up all that fertilizer, all that food that's in this ground. 2 plants are going to try to eat it up. All right, they're all watered in, looking good. As you can see, I got my T-posts out here. And yes, I'm getting ready for my cages. I went out back. I have a pallet full of cages. And we're going to start putting them around our tomato plants, get them done early. All right, if you look, I've got most of my cages already up. Those 2 are halves. They're short. I used to use them for the peppers, but I needed them for this. So I stabbed them on top of each other and tie strapped it. It'll be good for this year. But I need to make 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have some more wire. I don't have enough. I got enough to make 3. But I'm going to show you how I make these. I have a video on it. But basically, and I got a T-post in the ground, and I just T-post the wire to this, and it keeps it up. That's all I've ever done. What we're going to do is, I believe there are 9 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we need 9 sections out of these, and we'll roll it. And if you see this, you fold the tab over, and it locks it together. There you go. All this wire was leftover construction that I've used to make all these. Yeah. All right, so we got 4 to make. Let me get you set up and I'll show you. I've already got 1 piece here I can use without even cutting. I can just roll it together. It's exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, it'll be smaller. Or if I go the other way, hold on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can go 10. So we'll use this. And it's a little bit smaller, but she'll be all right. All right, let me get this set up and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Basically, all you're going to have to do is just roll it. Make it 1 complete roll and then attach it. Let me tighten this up a little bit more. All right, let's go set this one over here. All right, guys, I got this other one already pre-bent, and we're just going to stand it on end, and we'll just push this in and finish it off. Don't need that one, they're real long. I'll show you something here in a minute. All right. When you cut this, all right, let me show you. Okay, I counted out the amount I needed, and I counted right here. I cut. And I left fingers on the other side of this. So the longer the finger you leave out, the easier you can see how it was for me just to bend that over. So now we've got another perfectly round, well, not perfect, but we got another round tomato plant cage for that one over there. That one there, I'm gonna have to do something different, but I think that one is a cherry tomato plant. So, all right, let me get this one set up, get the T-post set up. All right, there we go. Got all my cages on. I wet everything down. Everything's looking pretty good. And I have this here, temporary. I gotta find some more metal, more wire to make a better one, because you can't put your hand in there to be able to grab your tomatoes. So I just put that together just for now. Just show you what it's gonna look like. Starting tomorrow, we go back to Eden gardening. We're going to go ahead and I got okay to go get all my wood chips. They have been sitting for over a year, and it's just around the corner, so I'll be bringing it back here and spreading it around. Good morning, everybody. Here we go. We're getting the mulch. Everything's broke down. This is a year sitting. One of many, many loads. And it all looks pretty good too. All looks really good. Smells great. Alright, I need to get shoveling. I'll take it down one load, and then I'll bring it back when I'm done, or raking it around. No need of you watching me haul this stuff around all day. All right, we'll see you in a minute. There you go, guys. This thing's looking really good. It's all done. Wood chips are 6 to 8 inches in depth. Plants are looking really good. The soil, you know, the back to Eden garden looks great. And we're going to go ahead and call this done and move on to our next project. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see the progress and how these go. Have a good night. Bye.